guys, welcome back to my channel. I wanted to make this video before January was over because, you know, it's the beginning of the year. You gotta know what books I'm excited for 2024. Before I get started with the books I'm excited for, I'm also going to be talking about what books I think are going to be a 5-star read, and I'm going to be talking about books that have came out already that I want to read that I don't physically have. As I'm talking about them, I'm going to just say if I think it's going to be a 5-star read. The first book is Bride by Ali Hazelwood, and that one comes out on February 6th, and it's a paranormal romance between a werewolf and a vampire, which is very much giving me Twilight, The Vampire Diaries, and I'm just excited. I already have an Ali Hazelwood book, but I haven't read it yet. I am planning on reading it next month. This will probably give me an idea of Ali Hazelwood's writing. I'm really excited about that. I have another book on here that I'm excited about this year. I want to read all of her books. The next book is Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez, and that book comes out on April 2nd. So basically what it's about is the main male character has this like bad luck thing with girls. So once he dates a girl and they break up, they automatically meet their soulmate like right after, and it ends up going viral, and this girl DMs him and was like, hey, we should date and break up so I could find my soulmate. And I feel like she's gonna end up being his soulmate. Like, I feel like they're gonna end up being each other's soulmates. So when they break up, they're gonna end up falling back in love with each other. I didn't put 5-star on here, but honestly, I feel like it will. I don't know. I'm just so excited for that book. Also, most of these are gonna be romance books. Do not judge me. I need to break out of my shell of romance. The next one is Love at First Books by Jen McKinley. That one comes out on May 14th. It's an enemies to lovers romance book, which I love. It says, a librarian moves to an Irish village where her fave novelist lives, and then she didn't expect to fall in love with the author's prickly son. Oh, also, I set a goal for myself to read authors that I never really read from, or that like I've never heard of. So I've never heard about Jen McKinley. This is gonna be the first book that I ever read from her. So excited to read that book. The next book, which also comes out on May 14th, is The Paradise Problem by Christina Lauren. I've already read 2 books from her. I've read The Honeymooners and Love in Other Words. I love this book. When I tell you guys, this has been probably the best book I have ever read so far. I'm telling you guys, like, I love this book. Oh, also, I love this book too. Okay, sorry guys. My phone ran out of storage. Anyways, as I was saying, I do love this book. I love Christina Lauren's writing. I love Christina Lauren, so I'm excited to read this book. The next book I'm excited to read is The Rule Book by Sarah Adams. That book comes out on April 2nd, and it's an enemies to lovers second chance romance. So basically, these exes, so I'm guessing when they reunite, they just, you know what, whatever we said when we broke up, forget about it, let's be together this one last time. I don't know. I mean, it does say second chance, so I'm guessing that they get back together. I'm not sure. The next book is Daydream by Hannah Grace. I read Icebreaker by her, and I have Wildfire, but I haven't read it yet. I am gonna read it next month for February. I loved this book. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna love this book. And, you know, Daydream is going to be another book by Hannah Grace that I love. And I did put that I'm gonna rate it a 5-star. I really hope it's gonna be a 5-star. I honestly forget what I rated this book, but it was probably a 5-star or like a 4-star. I don't know. I hope this book is a 5-star. And I hope Daydream is a 5-star because that just means Hannah Grace knows how to write. I said it. Daydream comes out June 4th, so definitely gonna be a summer read. I'm for sure getting that book this year because there's no way I'm ending 2024 without reading that book. Another book by Ali Hazelwood that I want to read is Not in Love. That book comes out June 11th, not that long after Daydream. So it says secret romance between Rue and Eli, who I'm guessing are enemies. I think they work for different companies who are rivals, so I'm thinking they end up falling in love, but they can't tell anybody because they're in separate companies. I don't know too much about this book. I just saw it and I was like, Ali Hazelwood, I need to get it. I'm so excited for that book. The next book I want to read is Happily Never After by Lynn Painter. That book comes out March 12th. Basically, the bride finds out that the groom cheated on her, so she hires Max to object their wedding, and that's basically his job. Like, he goes to weddings and objects to break up their marriage. And then she ends up liking what he does, so she joins him. They go to other people's weddings and objects them, but this one groom hires Sophie, who was the bride from the original marriage. He hires Sophie to object his marriage because he found out that his soon-to-be wife cheated on him. But that girl was Max's ex-girlfriend. What in the world? I did put this book at a 5-star because I feel like it's just so interesting. I've never read a book with that type of plot. I feel like I'm gonna love it. I feel like it's gonna be so, I don't know, it already grabbed my attention from the beginning when I heard of it. From the title, it grabbed my attention because I was like, what? I was like, I gotta read this book. My last book is Funny Story by Emily Henry. That book comes out April 23rd. It follows a woman named Daphne whose fiance leaves her for his childhood best friend. I've only read one book by Emily Henry, which was Beach Read. I also rated this a 5-star. I think I rated Beach Read a 5-star. So hopefully this one will be a 5-star because I love that book so much. Those are all the books I'm excited for. 2024 book releases. So excited. And now on to the other books that I for sure want to read this year. The first book I want to read is Powerless by Lauren Roberts. I heard a lot of good things about this book from Sarah Caroli, which she's one of my favorite booktubers. Every time I go to Barnes & Noble, I can never find this book, so I might have to order it. That's like one of the top books I want to read this year. I want to read Magnolia Parks by Jessa Hastings, which is another book I heard from Sarah Caroli. She spoke very highly about this book. The next book I want to read is Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross. I want to get into more fantasy books this year, so hopefully that is a good read this year. Oh, I want to read Happy Place by Emily Henry. It came out last year. I just never gotten around to actually buying it, so hopefully this year I can actually read it. I want to read The 7-Year Slip by Ashley Poston. I heard about this book very recently and it seems so interesting. And then I want to read When in Rome and Practice Makes Perfect by Sarah Adams. She also wrote The Cheat Sheet, which I actually was gonna buy one time and I just never did. I want to read the Chestnut Spring series. I want to read the Throne of Glass series by Sarah J Maas. I for sure want to start it this year. I want to read Blood Debts by Terry J Benton Walker. I heard it on TikTok. I want to read One Dark Window by Rachel Gillig. I want to read Cinderella is Dead by Kaylin Barron. That is my 2024 TBR. Those were the books that I'm excited for 2024 and books that came out previous years that I want to for sure read this year. If you guys have any other book recommendations on what I should read, please comment them down below because I love finding new books by new authors. If you recommend me a book that actually gets me into fantasy, I will love you forever because I want to get into fantasy and I just never found a book that gets me into it. So if you guys like this video, please like it and subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet because I want to reach my goal of 10 subscribers. Guys, we reached 9 subscribers. Thank you. Thank you guys so much for whoever subscribed to me, whoever watches my videos. Thank you for even listening to what I have to say, honestly. Anyways, bye guys. I will see you guys next week.